I learned this from Denims. I love Lord of the Rings, but it's true. There's not a single point in any of the Lord of the Rings movies where two women talk to each other. Not once. There's like 3 female characters in Lord of the Rings, and they never meet, and they never talk to each other. Alright, calm down, everybody. Calm down. I have been getting bitched at for the last week by my editor to do a segment where we take some very cringy BuzzFeed quizzes. And that's why I just brought one up from July 29th, 2016, the peak of, like, right-wing YouTube. And the BuzzFeed quiz that spawned 1 million response videos. How much of a feminist are you? Alright, let's go. Okay, just wants me to check all that apply. Alright. I would be willing to give up some of my salary if I had to, so that equal pay in my workplace could be a reality. Wow. No wonder this fucking quiz got ripped apart in 2016. That is the worst. God, I'm so glad the left has improved its rhetoric. This was the rhetoric of the left back then. It was like, literally, we need to tear down men and white people to bring, like, black people and women up. That was unironically like the kind of shit the left advocated for in 2016. Like, God, the left was unironically very insufferable back then. There's a reason why the right blew up, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie. I believe that men and women should be equal, of course. Also, no, I would not give up my salary to make it so that women made more money. That's not how you fix things. I can't help but be bothered when a song includes misogynistic lyrics, even when I otherwise like the song. I feel like with misogynistic lyrics, like, I fucked that bitch in her butthole and left her on the curb. Like, I just find that shit funny. That doesn't insult me at all. But sometimes when I see, like, really homophobic or transphobic shit, stuff that's, like, a little bit, like with like, sexist lyrics, it's gotten, like, a bit more accepted, and it's like, okay, well, this is just, like, art, right? Like, we don't, like, okay, cool. But when it's, like, saying the F slur, or, like, you know, shitting on trans people, it's a little bit more like, okay, that's, like, politically charged now. That's, okay, that bothers me, but I really don't get bothered by, like, misogynistic lyrics, you know what I mean? I know who Bell Hooks is. I do not. I do not. This is cringy. I can define intersectional feminism. I can. Intersectional feminism is basically, like, sort of the other marginalized groups on top of being, like, women that are sort of hit with misogyny, right? So, for example, advocating for the rights of trans women would be intersectional feminism. Advocating, like, for example, like, acknowledging that black women get a different type of sexism than white women tend to. Like, you know, like, sexism towards, like black women tends to have a hint of racism in there, with a lot of, like, stereotypes about specifically black women, for example, or specifically Asian women. So advocating against that kind of stuff, sort of, like, meshing progressive ideologies of, like, feminism and anti-racism together, and other, you know, progressive movements together. That's basically what intersectional feminism is. And I agree with that. I'm a big fan of intersectional feminism. I don't use the phrase, hey guys, when referring to a group of people that includes men and women. No, I do that all the time. No one cares. I've taken a women's and or gender studies class. No, because I never went to college. But I've probably gotten about that much education just doing my job, so I almost want to mark it. I think it's important to encourage girls to pursue science and math as a career. Fuck. I mean, I wouldn't encourage boys to pursue math and science as a career, because that shit fucking sucks, dude. I couldn't do it. I could not pursue math or science as a career path, okay? There's a reason why I'm a YouTuber, okay? I fucking hate hardcore, like, academics, okay? I can read studies and I can cite studies, but God knows I couldn't fucking go to school for 12 years and conduct those studies myself. I'll leave that to the nerds, okay? And I'll trust them to figure out what's right and wrong, okay? I would never trust myself to just to think, okay, this is what the case is, all right? I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess. Women should be allowed to apply for a job if they fulfill 60% of the job requirements. Is this, like, something I don't know about? or is this like, is this some direct action, not direct action, what's the term? What's it called? Fuck. They hate it at like colleges, the conservatives hate it. Affirmative action. Is this like an affirmative action thing where it's like, if you're a woman, you only need to fulfill 60% of job requirements to get the job? Is that what this is? I don't like affirmative action in most cases. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, no, listen, I don't want my surgeon or the firefighter or the fucking paramedic who takes me to the hospital or the person who built the fucking railing I'm walking on that's 80 feet above the ground. I don't want that person to have only been able to fulfill 60% of their job requirements, okay? Yeah, no, I want everyone to fulfill 100% of their job requirements, depending on the job, okay? Fuck, actually any job, really. I don't want someone who's only 60% qualified to make my food. Shit, dude. I think we should change women's bathroom symbols to not include traditionally feminine clothing, skirts, dresses, etc. I don't really give a fuck about this. This is such a 2016 culture war question. I don't give a fuck. This is so stupid. This is such a fucking 2016 culture war question. God, the left Trump deserved to win, honestly. Oh my god. This is the state of the left in 2016. Honestly, can we really blame people for supporting Trump and going to the right? Like, I'm actually being taken back in time, and it's like, fuck. Yeah, I do expect a reasonable person to come out of this quiz thinking, wow, fuck the left, dude. Fuck this feminism shit. Like, just some random non-political normie. If I showed this to them, and this is their impression of feminism, I would not blame them for saying, God, fuck feminism, dude. This is so bad. God, say what you want about the left now, but we have certainly improved our messaging. In fact, I think we're just going to do this one quiz. This is the quiz I really wanted to do. What kind of feminist are you? The other quizzes are just kind of, I mean, memes, but this one was serious. This is the one I really want to do and put some time into, okay? Yeah, I don't care about this. I believe trans people should be able to use whichever bathroom they identify with, of course. I believe it's important to I wonder if that'll give me negative feminist points. What I'm betting is, I mean, it's very obvious, like, what's going on here. If you click every one of these, then you're max feminist. But if you, like, each one that you leave unclicked brings down your feminist, like, scoring. But what I'm wondering is, do you think BuzzFeed was on some turf shit? And clicking this lowers my feminist points? That's what I'm really curious about. Was the BuzzFeed feminist, like, writer of this article, were they on some turf shit and thinking that trans women should be allowed to go in women's bathrooms? Would that down my points, I wonder? I feel like they wouldn't be turfs on BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed's been pretty intersectional with their, like, ideas. I believe it's important to encourage women to negotiate. Actually true. Squad W, dude. I mean, yeah, dude. Like, Lonnie tells me to do a thing, and I'm just like, I have to. She won't have it any other way. She refuses to negotiate, okay? Like, we need to teach these women to be able to negotiate a little bit. Like, okay, I'll take out the trash. Not right this second, but in 15 minutes, okay? Hear me out, all right? Squad W, based. Women need to learn to negotiate, okay? I believe Jennifer Lawrence should earn as much as her male co-stars. I mean, yeah, what role did she get? Yeah, definitely. She's a fucking massive actress, and I assume would be the lead. Like, what movie is this referencing? Is this, yeah, Jennifer Lawrence in that one movie. She was in a movie with, Chris Pratt, where they were in space. And they were, like, the two only characters. If he made more money than her on that movie, that's some serious bullshit. They had about as much screen time. Passengers is the name of the movie. They had about as much screen time. Their characters were both as important as the other. It was Passengers. It would be fucking ridiculous if she got paid less than Chris Pratt on that. Someone tell me. Someone let me know if she got paid less. I assume she must have, and that's why it's a question here. Most movies I've seen Jennifer Lawrence in, she was, like, the main character. I mean, Hunger Games is obviously something that comes to mind. She was also in more of the newer X-Men movies, and she was pretty important in all of those as Mystique. Like, surprisingly important, especially in Days of Future Past. Like, yeah, she was pretty fucking important in that. I do not think a movie should be released until it passes the Bechdel test. No, dude. Okay. So the Bechdel test is the idea that, like, in a movie, the Bechdel test is there at least one instance where two female characters exchange, I think it's 5 sentences between each other, and they're not talking about a man. That's the Bechdel test. There are a lot of movies that I like that do not pass the Bechdel test. Lord of the Rings doesn't pass the Bechdel test because, believe it or not, there's no point in any of the Lord of the Rings movies where two women talk to each other. I learned this from Denims. I love Lord of the Rings, but it's true. There's not a single point in any of the Lord of the Rings movies where two women talk to each other. Not once. There's like 3 female characters in Lord of the Rings, and they never meet, and they never talk to each other. Listen, he wrote those books in the 50s, okay? Can we really... those movies and those books are pretty damn progressive for shit that was written in the 50s, okay? Literally look up how much of a feminist am I, BuzzFeed, Nibiru. But no, I do not think movies should be barred from releasing unless they pass the Bechdel test. I believe all genders are entitled to the same social and political rights, of course. I can explain why 78 cents to the dollar is not fully accurate description of the gender wage gap. Hey! That's pretty fucking good. I bet this gives you negative points, though. Because this was a really common point that, like, anti-feminists back in 2016, like Sean Head and Chris Reagan would bring up. And what I'm wondering here is if me knowing that talking point would be anti-feminist points. It would be negative points towards my feminism. So I can't tell if the question is asking, do you know so much about feminism that you know about the wage gap and what it really is? Or is it, you're such an anti-feminist, you know the common response to when people bring up the wage gap, like the common argument, which would naturally take points away from your feminist score, right? I believe that women who possess certain types of privilege are responsible for advocating for women who don't have their level of privilege. Yeah, no shit. If I had a daughter, I would encourage her to be anything she wanted to be. Yeah, probably. I would make it clear to my daughter from an early age that her identity should never be defined by her relationship status. Absolutely. I believe it's important to compliment a woman's intelligence over her looks. Important to compliment a woman's intelligence over her looks. I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like, most women that I know really appreciate it when you compliment their looks. Not saying, damn, you got a nice ass or you've got nice boobs, but like, hey, your hair is really nice today. Or hey, I really like your outfit. Or hey, I really like how you did your makeup. Like, most women that I know would probably appreciate those compliments much more so than like, damn, you're super smart. Like, because if you tell a girl, hey, you did a really good job picking, like, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, thank you. I put a lot of work into picking this outfit. Thank you very much for complimenting it. Or yeah, I put a lot of work into doing my makeup today. Thank you for complimenting it. Or like, oh yeah, I've been fucking, like, unironically, like, when it comes to non, like, skeevy comments like that, I find that most women really, like, they'll seem, at least to me, more appreciative of those comments than, damn, you're so smart. They'll be like, ah, nah, and they just go on with it. But like, if you say nice clothes, they'll be like, oh yeah, I bought this here, I bought this here. Oh yeah, do you want to know where I bought this? Like, yeah, they'll go on about it, you know? Fucking femoids, am I right? I mean, I don't know. If I could half click this, I would, because there is, I tell my girlfriend she's smart all the fucking time. So I don't know. I tell her that she's pretty and smart all the fucking time. So I don't know, like, if you could switch this to over and make it and, then I would. But I'll mark it just because I kind of agree with it in principle. I believe that a woman has the right to choose what happens to her body. Yep. In an instance of sexual assault against a female, I am inclined to believe the assaulted person is telling the truth until proven otherwise. A little over a year ago, I would have clicked this. Now, I don't. All right? I actually do think that in the case of like sexual assault accusations, I think we should go along the same lines as the law, where like you're innocent until proven guilty, right? Someone needs to provide evidence you did these things, some kind of evidence you did these things, that this person did these things before we can ruin their career over it. Like, I've been the victim of false allegations. I've seen so many people who are large figures be victims of false allegations, and while they aren't very common, there's a reason why our law, like, you can't just accuse someone of rape and then immediately they're sent to prison. They have a trial and they look at the evidence, and there's a whole process to this. There's a reason why innocent until proven guilty is a thing, and I don't think that people should lose their entire lives. Like, their lives should be ruined by accusations if like there's no evidence to support it, right? Like, we saw what happened with Prime K's. It just fucking happened. You saw what happened with me. People immediately believed the victim, and they didn't ask for any evidence, and then I put out a big thing of evidence. Most people changed their minds and were on my side with my drama, but a lot of people, like Corvidae and Thought Slime, just took what this person was saying, and fuck, they even made their own shit up about it, too. Yeah, like, I'm sorry, but, like, you can only... Like, you can't blame the victim of false accusations for wanting to see evidence prior to believing an allegation. Like, and this would go for any allegation, not just sexual assault. For starters, if it was a sexual assault against a male, same thing. And even if it was just an assault, or just like, we would put anything else this level of scrutiny, right? If I told all of you that Vosh called me the N-word, with the hard R, and I try to make that drama, you guys would want to see some fucking receipts, okay? If I said, Vosh called me the N-word the other day with the hard R in text, you guys would be like, show the fucking receipts. Show the fucking receipts. That's what all of you would ask. Same would go for if I said, Vosh has been grooming me in DM since I was fucking, I don't know, 19 or something when I started doing this. If I made that claim, you guys would be like, all right, send in the receipts, right? You can't just make accusations like that and try to ruin someone's, like, reputation without reasonably saying, okay, can we at least see some evidence of this, you know? Rape doesn't usually have receipts. That's where things get complicated, right? Like, for example, the girl who accused Jake Paul of raping her, she can't prove that... It's not like she can, like, be like, oh, here's me getting raped by Jake Paul, but what she was able to provide was, like, texts proving that she was there that day, and then texts showing that he started ignoring her after that night, and that she was clearly upset about something that he did in those texts. And it's like, fuck, alright, like, damn, okay. The question says assault, not harassment. Assault never happens via text. Yeah. This is where it gets really complicated, though. But yeah, I mean, you have to require evidence, you know? It's the same thing, right? Like, taking every person who claims to be a victim of sexual assault at their word and not looking for any evidence of this and not having an investigation is the same as, like, the death penalty, right? Like, even if... we're able to even if 99.9% of people that we kill with the death penalty are guilty, some people are still gonna get, fucking killed. In the same case here, some people are still gonna have their lives ruined by false allegations, even if it's not common. And yeah, you have to take allegations seriously, but you don't drop the gavel down till you got evidence. That's my idea. My career would be over right now if that's what people did. I can explain Marlene Dietrich's influence on women's fashion. No, I can't. I know what a bad feminist is. The problem is, this is clearly a trick question. The types of feminists that I would call bad feminists, I wouldn't even call feminists. Like, TERFs aren't even feminists. They advocate for, like, traditional conservative values of women. Like, they aren't even feminists. TERFs aren't. They're conservatives. Yeah, I don't know. If they're a bad feminist, then are they really even a feminist, you know? Like, I don't know. I believe that women should be able to dress however they want without it dictating how they're treated by society, of course. I've never said that a woman asked for it. True. I am offended by catcalling. Yeah. Yeah, catcalling's pretty creepy. If it's catcalling, like, woo, hey, look at that bitch over there. She's got tight butt cheeks or whatever. Like, yeah, fucking creepy. I don't think women should get VIP treatment at nightclubs and bars just for being women. Actually true. Yeah, Squad W. I think police brutality and its correlation with race is a feminist issue. No, but it's an intersectional issue. Like, okay, I'm sorry. I don't like us having all these different, like, terms for this, right? Like, there's a reason why I don't describe myself as a socialist, an anti-racist, a feminist, and a pro-LGBT activist, okay? There's a reason why I don't describe myself as all those things. I instead describe myself as a intersectional progressive activist, is like a broader, like, that's usually what I would call myself, because the intersectional activist literally covers everything. It covers, like, LGBT rights, fucking feminism, racial justice, poor people and, like, the working class, like, advocating for that demographic, right? Like, it kind of encompasses all of that. I guess there is a correlation, so yeah, I'll click it. I think we should stop promoting models as the idea of female as the ideal female body type. I disagree with that. I actually no, true. I actually do, because at first I thought like I've seen most of the models that are like on the magazines and shit that my girlfriend buys, or on like, and I'm just like, that is not my favorite body type. That's just not. I like a little bit of meat on the bones. I like the fucking squishy thighs and the big butt and the big booba and everything. I'm not like, I don't like women that are like super rail thin. That's just not what I'm into. So I actually do not like, my ideal like body type for a woman is not that you see on models. Like the super tall. I like short, slightly thicker women. Models tend to be very tall, very thin women, typically. I'm not a big fan of that body type. Just myself, my sexual attraction. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's just not my favorite. I think we should stop photoshopping women's bodies in the media. I don't really give a fuck. Like, here's the thing. This could either be a progressive criticism or like a gamer bro reactionary criticism. Like, look at this fucking thought photoshopping her pictures, you know? Like, that could be on... You could literally... This could come from either side. I really don't give a fuck about it. I have never called a woman bossy. Can't say that I haven't. I have called people like women bossy before. Called men bossy too. I think companies should offer more child-friendly time and programs to women who are having children. Fuck yeah. I was raised by a single mom. I know what that shit's like. I believe that a woman should be offered the same opportunities for promotion as her male coworkers. No fucking shit. I believe that if a woman wants to pay on a date, her date should let her. Yes, but I'd never let my date pay. Mostly because my girlfriend is my date and I pay for basically everything. I believe that women should have easy access to birth control. Yep. I believe that in a relationship, the domestic duties should be shared. Yeah. I think that a couple should have equal responsibility over the aesthetic and cleanliness of their home. Yeah, to a degree, yeah. I believe that men should be encouraged. It depends, right? I think if you have a situation where, like, the woman goes out and works all day and the man is, like, basically a stay-at-home boyfriend or stay-at-home husband, he should be doing most of the cleaning. And vice versa. If, the husband is out or the boyfriend is out doing, like, the job all day and making the money, whoever's doing the most work out of the house should be the one doing the least work in the house, is what I think, right? Like, if you got a husband who's doing a full-time job and a wife who's doing a part-time job, she can afford to do a bit of the cleaning. So the husband who does a full-time job can relax a little bit, and vice versa if their places were switched, right? I think the amount of work should be sort of balanced based on who's doing, like, the most stuff. That's why Lonnie does more chores than I do. I stream here for hours every day, almost every day, and I make all the money, or most of the money, and Lonnie does most of the cleaning, usually while I'm streaming, because, you know, we balance out the work, right? I do the streaming. She does most of the cleaning, but I take out the trash, and I've got my chores too. I take out the trash, I clean my bathroom, I do, you know, I sweep, stuff like that. I move heavy things. I believe that men should be... I kill bugs. I believe that men should be encouraged to be involved and make choices in the wedding planning process. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, of course. Why not? Why shouldn't men be... Why shouldn't the groom get any say in the wedding planning process? Like, why not? I believe that men and women have the same emotional strength. I think women have more. I think it's probably easier to break a man. I think it's easier to break a man's will than it is to break a woman's will. Like, unironically. Like, women, I feel like, can recover from anything. Like, emotionally speaking. Because they're way more in touch with their emotions. But, like, there's a reason why so many mass shooters are men. Like, dudes, the way that we're taught to bottle up all of our feelings, there's a few points where, like, for men, you get close to a point where you have such a massive emotional breakdown that you might kill people. Like, I think dudes are way more likely to fucking break and commit violence and do horrible things than women are. Like, there's some cases where women have, like, had emotional breakdowns and murdered somebody, but that's usually a dude thing. There's a reason why most school shooters are dudes, why most murderers are dudes, why it's usually dudes murdering their wife or their girlfriend or their kids or whatever, because they had a fucking emotional breakdown. Yeah, I don't believe this. I think women are stronger emotionally. I do think that it's the responsibility of a man to protect a woman physically. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I know this is more of a conservative idea, but, like, let's be real. If I saw a woman being attacked on the street, you better believe I would get involved. If I saw a woman attacking a man on the street, I would probably step in insofar as saying, hey, stop it, stop it, stop it. Hey, you better stop or I'm calling the cops. Like, I'd do that. If I saw, like, a woman beating the shit out of a man in the street, like fucking slapping her boyfriend or something in the face repeatedly, like, yeah, I'd do that. I wouldn't beat the shit out of her. But if I saw a guy beating the shit out of a girl in the street, I would beat the shit out of the dude. Wait. Oh, it says I do not think. Oh, yeah, no. I do think it is a responsibility. Yeah, I do think it's a responsibility. Like, I don't like the videos where you see the lady beating the shit out of the dude, like just smacking this dude in the face in a public place and no one gives a shit. Like, I don't like that. I think someone should be getting involved in separating them, even if it's just like, whoa, hey, stop, and like kind of separating, like getting in the way. But like, yeah, I'm sorry, you just don't hit women. Like, I know, maybe this sounds like a really liberal feministy take kind of thing, but yeah, I've never hit a woman. Not on purpose, I should say. I've probably whacked Lonnie in the face while sleeping and rolling around in my sleep a few times. Except for, I mean, listen, there's some times when it's okay to hit a woman, okay? In the bedroom, if that's what she's into, all right. But outside of that, okay? No. All right? Yeah, no. I don't think that is the responsibility. Oh, yeah. I believe that men and women should be equally encouraged to express their emotions. Yes. I've never asked a woman why she does not have children. Nope, I haven't. I would be, because I know why. Probably because they're smart. Because having kids fucking sucks. I hate kids, dude. I really hate children. I fucking despise children. They're the worst. Oh my fucking god. Children fucking suck. I would be equally excited to have a son or a daughter. I would be devastated to find out if I'd gotten Lonnie pregnant, but I would not be any more excited for a son than I would be a daughter, or vice versa. I think American workplace culture is often not structured in a way that is helpful or encouraging to women succeeding. Yes. I think women have a responsibility to help and encourage other women to pursue their goals. I think everybody does. I think women are equally capable of men to be the president of the United States. Yeah, of course. I believe that women have no responsibility to make a conscious effort to always be friendly and polite. Yeah. I have never criticized a woman for not wearing makeup or wearing too much makeup. Yeah, I've never criticized a woman for that. I believe a woman is a woman if that is what she calls herself, regardless of her physical attributes and makeup. Yep. All right. Let's find out how much of a feminist we are, guys. Oh, wait, you have to... Okay, hold on, we gotta check this one. I've never asked a woman why she does not have children. Yeah. I thought... I got it. Guys, I got it. Yeah. Okay, this looks good. Alright. 82%. Interesting. You checked off 35 out of 50 on this list. This is such an easy list to cheat, but I guess if you're just trying to find out, like, how much of a feminist you are, you'd just be honest on the test, I would assume. You're super in tune with what's going on in the world, especially when it comes to feminist issues. Keep going, keep doing you, and stay woke. Can you beat your friends? I'm pretty sure I could if I just, like, checked every box. Looks like I'm an 80. I'm a B level feminist, okay? B plus. No, that's a B minus, okay? That's a B minus, I believe, right? Well, no, an 80% would be. Would an 82% be a B minus or just a B? It wouldn't be a B plus. B plus would have to be like 89, you know, just short of A, you know, or A minus. I guess this would be a B or a B minus. I actually never understood the minus and the plus thing. Like, they never had that on our tests when I was a kid. No, Cherry, no, this is a long enough quiz. This has already been 30 minutes. I think this is enough. This is like this is what everyone wanted to see. The 2016 era feminist BuzzFeed quiz. This is what people wanted to see, okay? The other ones are memes now because BuzzFeed is filled with ironic tests now. This one is genuine, though. This one was unironic back when it was not a meme to have quizzes this ridiculous. What do you think your score would have been as a 16-year-old? I probably would have answered... So here's the types of questions I would have answered yes to. And the types of questions I would have answered no to. So, I would have answered no to this, that I don't believe women who possess certain types of privileges are responsible for advocating for women who don't have their level of privilege. I would have answered no on this. I wouldn't have checked this one. I probably would have answered yes on this one. Like, I thought I was a progressive. I called my, like, 16-year-old me called myself an egalitarian, but around the time, like, right before I discovered Destiny, I probably would have gotten, like, maybe a 20% score on this. Like, my score would have been pretty fucking bad if I did this test around the same time as like, right before I got out of the alt-right rabbit hole shit. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, ring the bell icon, and comment down below. And of course, you better ring that bell icon, because that's how you find out whenever I'm going live or upload a new video on YouTube, because they won't tell you otherwise. You can also follow my social media. The link's in the description. I got Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Discord, where we do watch parties and play different games and stuff together. That could be fun. Join my fan Discord if you want to hang out with me. And of course, if you want to support me financially, you can donate, subscribe, gift subs, and more through my website, YouTube, and Twitch, and of course through Streamlabs and by subbing me on Patreon. But any support that you lend me is very appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.